If you're anything like me, you probably carry around anywhere between 3 and 73 batteries at any given time. Most creators do. We run machines that are power hungry for the most part. But today I want to talk about a great external power solution from my friends over at IndiPro, and that is the IndiPro Micro Series 98 watt hour battery. Now before we get started, IndiPro was kind enough to send this battery out to me. However, they're not paying me for what I'm about to say, and they don't get to see this video before I publish it. So you guys are gonna get my upfront initial thoughts on this battery, my opinion on what we experienced whenever we used it, so that you can make a decision on whether or not it's a good power solution for you. So right off the bat, most people's concern when it comes to an external power solution is the weight that it's gonna add to your rig. This battery with the plate that IndiPro sent out weighs a little over 2 pounds. I think it's 2.1 pounds or 940 grams for all my non-American friends out there. So it's gonna add some heft to your rig for sure. I definitely recommend this being used with a cage and a rail system, plus a top handle of some sort if you're going to put this on your camera rig. And be prepared to need some breaks. Your biceps and your back are probably gonna need a little bit of a rest after continuous handheld usage. For the most part, whenever we're using this setup, I've normally got my rig on sticks, or at least for the projects that we've used it on, I've had the camera rig on sticks so that we're saving our back and our arms. If we do have to take it from the tripod to go handheld, obviously we're using a top handle just to help us with the weight management. Now, once you've gotten over the initial shock of having an extra 2 pounds on your rig, there are wonderful benefits to having a gold mount or V-mount solution. And the big plus, obviously, is your runtime. Now, in my personal experience using the gold mount from IndiPro, I was not able to drain this battery on any single shoot. The last shoot that we used it on, we had about 3 to 4 hours of continuous rolling with about 8 hours of standby. And this battery only drained 1 bar. It has a 5-bar LED indicator to let you know how much life is left, and we only drained 1 bar in that day of shoot. Other than that, it has taken me multiple shoots to actually drain this battery, which is a great thing because now we don't have to bring a pocket full of small DSLR batteries whenever we're doing a corporate shoot. As far as the cost on this battery, it will set you back about $250 US. When comparing that to having to buy 5 to 6 DSLR batteries for your camera body, I think that's a fair trade-off. I think it equals at least the same price as 5 to 6 aftermarket batteries if you're using the brand camera battery that you actually have. Now, IndiPro does give you an option for an extra $110 to have a plate that will give you an extra D-tap out. They'll adapt that to whatever body you're using. So with this plate, we have it adapted to our Lumix S1 camera. So they provided the D-tap to dummy battery for the S1, which I think is a pretty cool feature to have. Now, who do I think actually needs a gold mount or a V-mount setup for their rig? Number one, indie filmmakers. If you're shooting a film, a short film, a documentary, you're going to want to have a battery that will last you at least 1 day's worth of shooting. For instance, if you're shooting in 4K, 6K, those are gonna drain a normal DSLR battery like crazy. It's great to have a solution that will give you a full day's worth of shooting. Right alongside of indie filmmakers, I would say folks shooting corporate projects are also gonna need an external power solution. One of our most recent shoots was a corporate onboarding training video, and that required us to continuously shoot for around 3 hours, like I had said. It was great to not have to stop production and switch batteries out whenever we were shooting. We don't want to take the talent out of their zone. We don't want to be an interruption on the day of shooting, so it's great to have power that will last you continuously. And I would even throw wedding filmmakers into this boat as well, so long as the rig that you have this battery on is stationary. Now, we've shot weddings in the past, and most of our work was done either on a gimbal or a glide cam. We would also have a separate angle on a tripod. I would probably put this on the tripod angle. It's gonna be hard to balance a gimbal or a glide cam with a gold mount battery or a V-mount battery. So kind of for wedding filmmakers, kind of not, depending on your style. And in closing, I do think that having an external battery not only gives you more life on your shoot day, but it also adds to that production value thing that we always talk about. Anytime you show up on set and you have a fully rigged camera with a cage, rails, top handle, V-mount or gold mount battery, it ups the value of what you're bringing to the table. I can't tell you how many people have commented on our rigs whenever they are fully rigged versus when we just show up with the camera body itself. I typically get few to no comments whenever I'm just bringing a camera body in, but whenever we bring the camera in the cage with the rails, with a V-mount or gold mount setup, we're always getting comments on how professional the look of that body is. Just a thought whenever it comes to upping the production value of your day of work. I wanna know your thoughts down in the comments below about what your favorite external battery solutions are. Once again, thank you to IndiPro for sending this battery out. I definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking for external power. And as always, thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel. I love growing this community here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you in the next.